What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. And I'm going to start out by at least giving NASCAR credit for making history and running green flag laps on an oval on the damp weather groove tires at the beginning of the Craftsman Truck Series race last night in Martinsville. That's where the credit stops, because if it was actually, about, them using the tires and proving it was possible, they killed their own argument with that by only using them then when there was lots of time when the track was, just damp, but they chose to use the Air Titans because, they could look at the radar. And that was kind of the big thing. They could see the radar. They knew it was coming. Then, well, we can get this in by now. And they proved their point, which is maybe they broke their own argument. But yeah, every time they get into one of these situations, they, manage to drop the ball. Every time. I don't know how they managed, how the weather manages to follow them either, no matter where they go. But even when they do something for the first time, make history like that, it just they managed to screw it up. And I feel they did a lot of that. I was one of the people saying, please God, just end it, because I was seeing, the amount of rain and them drying it. Then, you look and you see the radar, you're like, just end it. Don't even just call it, do it in the morning, problem solved. And it would have been problem solved, or they could have done it, the next, tonight, let's say. They could have found another time. That's all I'm saying when they saw that was happening and what was coming. It doesn't take a lot of eyes to do that, but it is kind of amazing how much they get weather. I mean, they're in Southern California. They're getting snow and all of that. They get rain in the desert, wind, and like it's just every weekend there seems to be something. I want to know how WrestleMania they've done this many outsides. For the WWE through 39 WrestleManias. How many they've done outside and they've never managed to run this, but NASCAR gets it every weekend. It's just don't want to be the jinx for them, but amazing how they do that. But Long John Silver's 200 Martinsville, it'll be a quick one because they didn't really run a lot of green flag laps or anything to talk about. But Zane Smith started on pole, Kyle Busch second. And again, they started on the groove tires, on the damp weather tires, or the damn weather tires, as I typed there. And, they ran them until the competition caution. I believe that was lap 27, right around there. Zane Smith did not look, good. I'm not going to say he didn't look comfortable, but the truck didn't look happy to be on the wet weather tires, just because there's much less you can do in regard to adjustments and things like that. Carson Hocevar dropped like a rock and was lapped at one point. Like you could tell some people were good, some people were, normal, and some people just it didn't work. Also, Matt Crafton issues, weren't really breaking a lot at one point, but you could see his back rotors glowing. So I mean he was having brake issues all night that ended up being his downfall tonight. But at least we got to see it. And no cautions, nothing stupid. They seemed to race better then than they did on the slicks on the dry track. I'm going to put air quotes around the word dry, but it was just weird. I don't know. Competition came out lap 27. Somehow they did that on lap 27. They didn't get them onto pit road until lap 37 to do anything. So 10 laps just driving around. I swear we've seen this before. Daytona, I believe it was, where there was more caution laps than green flag laps. They just kept running them last night. We all know why they did that. They can say whatever they want, but caution lap 27, no pits till lap 37. I don't care if it's Martinsville. It doesn't take that long. So that was a shame. They didn't get going again until lap 44. Corey Heim swept the stages. Stopped for rain again on lap 68. And they proved the point of those rain tires because they made them wait longer to fully dry the track, even though they had all those sets. I think each team got 5 sets of wet weather tires they could have put on the truck for the dampness to drive around there. They chose to wait, extra 20 minutes or so to get fully dry so they can go back on slicks. The point was for better racing and to prove the tires work. They would have had them out there earlier. The point was to get the whole race in. They would have had them out there earlier. They can look at radars, no matter how much they seem to think they can't. After this many times, we all have to agree they know exactly what they're doing. And it's absolute dog shit what they're doing. But they have to know what they're doing here. But, that was the thing right there. They made the big deal about, look at us using them damp tires, and then they didn't any other time when they had the chance, even when it was just damp. They chose to dry the track, go out on slicks. A bunch of chaos happened. And at the end of the day, I got to see a bunch of cautions. We got to see Corey Heim sweep the stages and get the win. We got to see Carson Hocevar with a clear flat, but turning down into someone, got held for 2 laps for that. Even with the flat, I mean, you could see very clear trajectory down towards that truck in frustration. Dumb move, especially with all the cameras and everything they have. But he got held for his 2 laps for that. We'll see if anything comes from it farther. I don't think so, but we shall see. Stuart Freeze went around like there's a bunch of just chaos there. Everyone driving dumb, and they were brought down pit road single file with 76 to go for weather, red flag, bada boom, night over. And it could have been so much better, but they just wasted so much time. And then there's so many cautions at the end, they just ran around circles. And again, anyone that wants to argue me, competition caution on lap 27, because they need to switch to the dry weather tires. But they didn't pit them for 10 laps. That's inexcusable. I could see if there was an accident and there's, oil and parts all over the place because it's Martinsville. So that could take, or someone blows up, fire, they have to clean pit road, that could take time. But when they're just switching tires like that, either, the track wasn't dry then, and they saw everything coming. I don't know what it was, but there's no good excuse for them to suck this much every single time. Fight me in the comments somewhere. Tell me what you think on Anchor or Spotify, whatever that link says now, Spotify for podcasters, Anchor. Leave a voice message. Tell me what you think, but that was dog shit. So fight me. But Corey Heim got a win, first win of 2023. This is his first full-time season. He drove part-time for KBM last year, who he ended up beating, for the win last night in Martinsville. First, again, full-time, season. So cool to see him get his first win, his first full-time season. And congratulations to him, because regardless, he earned it. He did have to get up there and pass those guys and do that to get in that position, outdo Kyle and Zane and everyone. So congratulations to him. Kyle Busch second, Zane Smith third. Again, much better in the dry. Ty Majeski fourth, Tanner Gray got fifth, Ben Rhodes sixth, Matt DiBenedetto seventh. Great to see that. Again, much better this year. He looked good. I was kind of curious as to why he was up on the high side so much. When he had chances to get down, he stayed up there. He still got a seventh out of it. Just, weird. Taylor Gray eighth, William Saulich. Sorry, I don't remember, honestly. It was so late by the end. I was just like, end the damn thing already. No one cares. No one's even there to care. Just kill it, because this should have been racing tomorrow. But in his Craftsman Truck Series debut, only 16 years old, got a ninth at Martinsville. I'm pretty sure that means good things for his future. So congratulations to him. Really killer. Again, 16 years old. Nick Sanchez, 11th. Ross Chastain, 12th. Christian Eckes, 15th. Haley Deegan, 20th after some damage and issues. Raja Caruth, 25th. Matt Crafton, 26th after the mechanical issues I mentioned. Stuart Friesen, 30th after his spin late. Daniel Dye, 31st. He just had a long night. I'll leave it there for him. Carson Hocevar, 34th after everything, after getting held for 2 laps. And I believe everyone was running, which is weird. But that did happen out of the 36. Points coming out of it. Ty Majeski's first, Zane Smith second, 26 back. Ben Rhodes is third, 49 points back. So they're still close. And again, 2 races with stages, one of those guys doesn't get it. People could be right back in it. And that's all that matters. Corey Heim fourth, Christian Eckes fifth, Matt Crafton seventh. Great to see again after the season he had last year. Great to see him running this good, even with mechanical issue here. He either ran bad or just had really bad luck on top of it last year. So it's good to see him up there, doing good. Matty D, 9th. Great start to the season. Continuing, Nick Sanchez, 11th. Carson Hocevar, 13th. Haley Deegan's 15th. Raja Caruth is 18th. And so far, 60 drivers have ran races in the Craftsman Truck Series this year so far. That's scary and impressive. And a lot of other words for them to hit 60 so far this early. And I don't think they're done yet. But figured I should mention that too, because, again, 60. Kind of impressive. I don't give a damn who you are. Well, that's a lot of people to find to put in seats. But moral of the story for the weekend is if you're going to use damp tires, hey, history, we have them. We could use them. We tested them. They're making news about them for forever. And then they used them for those first 27 laps. And when they had opportunity later, they didn't, and held them longer. And, they saw the radar and everything coming. Like, we can get to halfway. It could be over. It had to be the mentality, which is the mentality they do, Daytona and other, like, it's just their mentality. I don't know why, but it doesn't do anything to help them, the sport, the drivers, the sponsors, the truck series, anything. So, you know, going, all that stupid, getting it to go through all the stuff just to get to halfway should be unacceptable to everybody. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't watch it. I'm sure the ratings sucked. And if you watched it, people weren't in the stands. So, yeah, not a good look. But if you're going to use them the first time, there's plenty of opportunity to use them later and get more laps in. And they didn't. They chose to sit them there. So, anyone that tries to say it's progress and they did a good job, you're full of shit too, because they proved what they were there for. But over yet, it's available Apple, Spotify for podcasters, iHeartRadio, Audible, Good Pods, YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Cloud Hub, depending on if it's going up right away. If it's a scheduled one, I can't put them on BitChute and Cloud Hub, and sometimes they don't even load. But they're there when I can follow, Racing Rosinski on TikTok, Racing Rosinski on Twitter, the Racing Jesse Rosinski Substack, which I've been sharing on all the socials. So if you don't follow that in the mailing list, follow it because it covers everything. F1, NASCAR, Supercross, all the IndyCar. Like it's going to keep doing everything as things go. So follow that. Put up new stuff all the time there. Get the mailing list going. That would be really, really cool. And again, I cover stuff between that I do on the show here, and then stuff I don't, especially a lot of stuff that I don't. So I write it there so you can get it all in quick. So please support there. There's more to come throughout the weekend. Supercross starts, so that's an early gate drop, which will be really cool. So I'll be able to get that one done soon. And, to share the hell out of everything, all the episodes, all the links, all the, Substacks, everything. I appreciate it all. And until we meet again, my friends, have a good day. Enjoy the racing and peace.